Hi there, my name is Allison. I am currently a senior in college studying media with a focus in video and television production. I am talking today about professional internships, application processes, as well as tips and tricks in the application process, as well as while you're in a professional internship with big media companies such as Disney, NBCUniversal, Discovery, Warner Media, those types. As for my experience and my background, like I said, I'm currently a senior in college. I have done tons of internships throughout my time in college, but two big professional ones, Discovery and NBCUniversal, which I am currently in now as a fall 2021 intern at the Today Show. I'm going to talk about my experience with both of these different companies, both very different experiences, both very positive experiences, and talk about my application process as much as I can. Of course, there are things I can't say because NDAs are a thing, but I thought I would explain, and hopefully this video can help future interns that are applying to these programs, be at ease a little bit that this process is hard, this process is long, but you will get through it, I promise. So in summer 2021, I was the HGTV digital production intern for Discovery Inc. I love HGTV. I love basically all the stuff Discovery has, TLC, Food Network, but HGTV in particular was something I was really passionate about, and that's why I really wanted to apply to the program there. I'd also heard some very positive things about the different aspects of the Discovery internship program, so I was really lucky to be able to, enter into that program this past summer. Now, I will say, I did not get in on my first try. I applied for about 4 semesters before I even got a final interview. How the application process works at Discovery is pretty simple. You start out with your application, of course. Simply just filling out all the information about yourself, submitting your resume, cover letter, that kind of stuff. With Discovery in particular, you do not have to submit a cover letter, but sometimes it can be better just to do it. Then after that, if you move on to the next step, you get to do a filmed video interview. This is a big trend when it comes to professional internships. A lot of companies did this. Basically, you just get a link to a website, you record yourself answering questions, usually get 1 or 2 retries at the very end, and then you submit it and you cross your fingers from there. Questions are pretty basic. Tell me about yourself, why do you love the company? Pretty easy stuff, but it can be a little nerve-wracking because you're basically just talking to yourself, and it can get a little annoying at times. I had done a lot of these, though I never had made it to the final interview with Discovery through the different semesters I had applied. I had always made it to at least one of these filmed video interviews. After that point, you usually will not hear anything. If you filmed a video interview, you get the confirmation that it's in, and then you just hope that a recruiter likes you and passes you off to a hiring manager. The recruiters watch all these videos and then they pass them off to whatever department they think it's best for you. Those departments watch those videos, and then it's their choice to either have you move forward or to knock you out of the running. I was lucky to get in my 4th time applying, get a final interview with the HGTV digital team. I did the final interview with her and the executive producer on the team. It went very well, and literally 12 hours later I got the phone call that I was accepted. The Discovery internship program is amazing. I literally cannot fathom how great this program is. It's also a good thing I had an amazing team I worked on. I did a lot of video content for the HGTV pages with the commerce and with home promotions, and it was an amazing experience. I focus in video editing mostly, so I got to do a lot of video editing projects, as well as I got to create weekly reports on how different things were going, attend so many different meetings, launches of different projects. It was phenomenal. I also got to meet so many people. My manager was able to get me in contact with many people who worked on the team, as well as people she knew that worked on other teams, and I got to do one-on-one Zoom calls, asking them questions and learning about their journey to Discovery. I was also lucky because I was an intern during the summer. I got to experience the whole shebang of Shark Week. Shark Week is a big thing for Discovery. Though I work on HGTV and we don't really deal with sharks, every single part of the company celebrates Shark Week. So it was very, very exciting to be able to experience this fun event within the company. Some little perks that you got as a Discovery intern: we got access to Discovery Plus for basically the entirety of our internship, and swag. Oh my goodness. They would send us monthly boxes with a whole bunch of different things. I'll put some pictures on the screen of some of the different things we got, from Discovery logo merch to Shark Week stuff to One of my favorite things is this Discovery hat that is so cool. Discovery really treats their interns well. We get to do some amazing, in addition to working, you get to attend their programming. So we got to do executive meetings, we got to go to game nights. It was just so fun and so exciting. Though we were virtual, we all got to interact with each other, and I made a couple friends while I was there. While I was doing my Discovery internship, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to extend or not, so just for safety, I applied to a couple different programs with other companies that are big in the media world. Specifically, the one that I moved forward with was NBCUniversal. Now, I was looking for a part-time internship. Should also mention, Discovery was full-time over the summer, but part-time during the spring and fall. NBCUniversal provided part-time internships in the fall and spring, so I was like, why not? I have applied 6 times to the NBCUniversal and have only had one final interview within my first semester applying. I had a final interview at CNBC and did not make it through. So, I wasn't very hopeful that I would be making it through this time, considering how many times I had applied, but I was lucky enough to receive 2 offers with the NBC program, one for The Maury Show and one for The Today Show. I obviously took the Today Show because that is where I am working now. I am on their social media team for Today Digital, creating content for TikTok, Instagram, doing research packets. I am literally having the time of my life. I have had the time of my life with both of these internships, but it's just such a cool experience to say, oh yeah, I work for HGTV and I get to work for the Today Show. When it came to the application process for NBCUniversal, also pretty simple. Started with the application, then to the filmed video interview, same sort of deal, 1 or 2 retries, that kind of stuff. And then you moved on to the possible final interview. How I got my interview with the Today Show was very different. I'm so used to the final interview being Zoom with the manager, but this time I got an email from my soon-to-be manager saying, hey, can we set up a phone call? So it was very different, not a video interview, just a simple phone call. And about a week later, I got the offer for that and then the Maury Show. Maury Show was a video interview with the entire team, so that was like how it is normally. This all being said, having shared my experience with you guys, I wanted to share some of my tips for applying for these professional internships and getting the most out of them. My first tip is use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something that I always was like, I'm never going to use LinkedIn. No. Don't like it. No, I'm not a big social platform with that. Literally one of my top used social platforms right now. Mostly because it is a great source for if you're going into a final interview, finding out more information about the person you're going to be talking with. When I ever get a final interview request, whether it's for a job or a professional internship, and I find out the name of the person, I instantly look them up on LinkedIn to see what their experience is and what they do on the team they currently do, where they went to college, just to see if we have any sort of mutual connection, and also to get an understanding of what is this person I'm going to be talking to like. Just be wary that if you look someone up on LinkedIn and you look at their profile, they will get a notification, and same with you, if someone looks at your profile, you get a notification that they looked at it. Just keep that in mind. Next up, tailor your resume to the job you are applying for. I have like 50 million copies of my resume that all have words here and there that are a little different, that are tailored to the job itself. So during the application process, it goes through a computer. The first thing it does, not even a recruiter looking at it. So just keep that in mind, that the first person looking at your resume is a computer, just kind of narrowing down who has keywords that match the job description, that match their resume. Now, don't go like randomly putting words here and there. Make sure you do have the right experience when applying for these internships. Next, this kind of is for when you are in one of these internships, meet as many people as you can. For my Discovery internship in particular, they gave us this notebook that has the logo of the program on it, but in it, I always wrote down any sort of meeting I had. So I had all my training notes in here about the different things I got to do, but also I got to do one-on-ones. I always ask the question, what is your role? And to jot down some notes to get a better understanding of what they do at the company. I always ask for tips of navigating the industry to see how they got to their role at Discovery and what they suggest you do in order to continue in this industry. And my favorite question to always ask is, what is your favorite part of working for said company? Just because I love to know why people love it. I always ask this question, this is kind of like a bonus tip, I always ask this question during the interview itself. That is a really great thing to kind of break the ice a little bit and make it not so serious and really get an understanding of why these people love the companies they work for. I remember in my final interview for HGTV, I had asked this question, and it really took the whole interview in a whole other direction, and it turned into a fun conversation that I really enjoyed, and I think that did help me get the position I got, but it's also a really just interesting question to ask, and I always keep notes during interviews as well. It actually leads me into my next and final tip: always keep notes when interviewing. This is something probably everyone says, but I have my interview notebook. Yes, it's an Animal Crossing notebook. It's the first thing I had on hand, so ignore that fact. In this, I have taken notes on every single interview that I have done since summer of 2021. I always mark down when the interview is, the date and the time, who I am interviewing with, their contact information, like their email, their phone number, in case you lose the initial email, all about them, a couple little facts like how long they've been with the company, where they went to college, that kind of stuff. I also jot down some important things to note about the job description if I can't have it open next to me. And of course, I mark down all of my questions to ask. Some questions I usually ask, like I had said, why do you love working for this company? What are some of your favorite projects you've worked on? What are the qualities you're looking for someone in this role? What do you see the biggest challenge for someone in this role being? And I always end my questions asking, what are the next steps if they have not been told yet? I always ask for next steps because I get huge application anxiety, and to have kind of that peace of mind of like, okay, I should hear back within this time frame, and jotting that down always keeps me a little bit more calm after the interview. I also always mark down that if something was an offer or not and when I received that offer. So for my Today Show social media internship, I have all the notes here of everything. And then in the bottom corner, I have offer in big letters so I can look back to this notebook in the future and see what was success and what I can do better at. Overall, professional internship applications can be stressful at first, trying to figure out what you want to go for, what you want to apply for, what the process is like, but I hope this video was able to be a little bit helpful and kind of explain the process for two big media companies, as well as explain some tips that can help you while you're in these internships and applying for these internships. I am currently in my application season right now for the spring internship program for a couple different companies. I've had some offers, waiting on some other, offers are declining. It's very stressful, I get it, I'm experiencing it firsthand, but you will get through it, and that's my biggest tip: breathe. Breathing is something that you need to do. If I have an interview for, say, a dream internship, I always write in that notebook, write it big at the top of the page, just breathe, drink water, just so I can look at it during the interview as a reminder to myself to stay calm, everything is going to be all right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below. I will be glad to answer them, or you can reach out to me on my Instagram. Again, everything's in the description below if you want to learn more information about what I do. I also have my portfolio linked so you can kind of see what kind of projects I got to do within my times with these two internships and other internships I've done. Have a great day, and I'll see you real soon.